Hi friends, I am Dr. Sweta Adatia, neurologist, speaking to you before your exams. Fear, right? Everybody of you are going to appear for your exams. So beyond fear lies who? Definitely not you. So I thank Ramakrishna Mission Chennai as well as Madras Management Association to invite me for this talk and talk to you guys, especially to make you stress-free for your exams. Swami Vivekananda said a beautiful thing, be not afraid of anything, you will do marvelous work. The moment you fear, you are nobody. So greetings all the way from UAE, work in a beautiful hospital called RAK Hospital. We are in Ras Al Khaimah, Northern Emirates in UAE. A little bit about myself, as you know, we all go through exams. I have also gone through multiple sort of exams. And I finished my MBBS 4.5 years, 1 year of internship, 1 year of pre-medicine, 3 years of medicine, 1 year of pre-neurology, 3 years of neurology, and 2 years in paralytic stroke. So 14 years, multiple exams, exactly at the same stage where you guys are right now. But there are some techniques and tricks and so many things. And by the way, I also got some 13 gold medals just to add to the piece in the whole thing. So all of you can do the same thing. It's not hard, it's not tough. It's all about the mental setting. And in the coming 15 minutes, I will get you to all those techniques and tips so that you can get through your exams without any problems. So board exam is just one part of your life. Remember that it's not your whole life. It is very important to run this part and discrimination concept, okay? It's just a small little step. There's a long life ahead. Success is all yours, provided you are listening to me very, very carefully. So let's go to the concept. What is fear, friends? Fear is nothing but false exaggeration of the altered reality. You have not seen the exams yet. You have not been into the exams, but you're worried. You are stressed. Why are you stressed? Because you are extrapolating that you might fail. You might not do well in your exams. You might flunk. Hello, hello. That is the time when you have to think that it is nothing but the fear. So let's go and first meet our friend brain. As I said, I often tell people that it's my romance with the brain. Spending 14 years obviously into the neurology field has made me understand the brain so well. Just for some little information to pass this romance of mine to you guys, brain is having a structure called neuron. It is a small little structure with a little tail. Now you would be wondering, the small little unit is so much functional in the brain. How many such units exist in the brain? Well friends, if you wanted to count, the mathematics says so, it will take 35 years, 365 days, 7 days a week to count the number of the cells that we have. It is close to 100 billion neurons. Yes. And if I were to connect all the tails together of all these 100 billion neurons, my friends, we are looking at traveling the globe 2 times. So it's like traveling from Dubai to Canada and coming back 2 times. Yes, and all the more fascinating is the brain's memory storage capacity. My friends, it is around 2.5 petabytes. Now you must be wondering, what is a petabyte? Well, yes, I also wondered when I first read this. It is 1,000,000 gigabyte, okay? So if for comparison, the same brain worked like a digital video recorder, 2.5 petabytes would be enough to hold 3 million hours of TV shows, or you will have to run the TV for 300 years to exhaust all the memory. Now, exam, memory, we see the correlation. Brain has so much of storage capacity. It can do everything. Then what goes wrong? Fear. I'm going to talk more about it. So hang on. It also processes the information at 11 tetrabytes per second, which is much faster than any of the Apple or any of the sophisticated computers that this century can see. Okay, that's the friend, my brains. That's the brain, my friends. Right. I also want to introduce to you Mr. Sperry, or Dr. Sperry. He is a very fascinating guy. He worked in 1968 to do some experiments, and how this small little set of experiments are valid today for our discussions will come later as we discuss in the talk. Now, Dr. Sperry, very interesting guy, as I said, was trying to treat people with epilepsy. You know, guys, what is epilepsy? Well, it is when you have jerking movements, like your eyes go upwards and then you have jerking movements. We also call mirgi in Hindi. We also call fits in a common English language. When you have these multiple epileptic attacks. Now remember, 1968, the guy called Sperry, trying to treat epilepsy. We didn't have any fancy scans. We did not have MRI brains. We did not have PET scans. We did not have SPECT scans. He wondered, well, if you look into the brain is made of left and right side connected with a very thick band of fibers. It is called corpus callosum. His thinking, he got this by the way in a dream, so it's good to sleep, so sometimes have some fancy dreams and which can help you go further in life. So he thought, maybe these patients are having overactivity in the epilepsy due to information being passed from one end of the brain to the other, or misfiring or short-circuiting, what he called it. He had an idea. Let's cut this corpus callosum. We do a surgery, we just get the two brains separated out and our job can be done. Now, two surgeon friends at that time to Dr. Sperry said, well, bring us patients and we'll do that. So for 5 patients, this surgery called corpus callosotomy was done. Now all of us, you and me, have this brain intact. We have this corpus callosum. We have the information flowing, okay? Now the brain's principle is, from the right brain, the information goes to the left. From the left brain, it goes to the right. It's cross-connected. For these guys, the 5 of them, they had this surgery done. The left side and the right side was now separated. What happened after the surgery was very interesting. Most of these patients did not have fits. They did very well, 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day. But when they went back home to do a task, for example, one of the guys, you can read it out in Google, very interesting, wanted to make an omelette. He tried to place the pan with the right hand to make an omelette because left brain wanted it, but the right brain wanted to eat a boiled egg. So the left hand goes and puts the egg for boiling and throws the pan out. Left and right hands are fighting. Left and right hands are fighting. Well, it's not the hands which are fighting. It's now the two brains which are separated out, which is causing the whole sort of problems and issues. You understand this? Now when Dr. Sperry got all these patients back, he said, wow, this is interesting. The two hands are fighting because the two brains now are independent. They both want their thing to be done first. What is happening? He spent 2 decades of his life with the same question, guys, and he got this beautiful thing for us, which means the left brain thinks in a particular preference and way. It has its own choices. And the right brain thinks in a particular way and has its own choices. The left brain is very, very linear, very point-based, very characteristic, very specific. It likes numbers, logic. Right brain is more creative, more tomorrow, future, music, literature, so more kind of a relaxed brain, okay? When you think in images, you make some mind maps, you are thinking by your right brain. When you think in numbers, when you think in bullets, being very specific, you are thinking by your left brain. Now you might be wondering how this helps us, right? Now most of the times, friends, we either think only through the left brain or we either think only through the right brain. The magic for your exams, for anybody, is to think through both of these brains, the left and the right. I will talk more about it. But before that, let me present to you 5 simple strategies today which you will take back home and get absolutely perfected at, and believe me, there won't be any fear of exams or anything at all. So what are these? My first point would be, let's deal with fear. I will discuss some memory techniques. The third one would be to boost the brain power, of course. The fourth one would be the whole brain power, which we just touched upon. And on the day, 2 minutes of a technique to get you going without fear. Okay, so ready for this journey? Let's go to the first part. Let us understand what really fear is. And it's going to be very, very interesting to understand what is fear. Okay? Brain, as we said, is made of 2 halves, but brain also has 3 levels. The brain evolves from this red thing that you see. It's called the reptilian brain. It goes on to becoming yellow, which is called the mammalian brain. Forget the names, it's not important. But what is important is the red part is also called the lizard brain. Have you guys seen lizards or frogs? Yeah, frogs I'm sure you have seen a lot, right? What do frogs do or lizards do? They're always moving around, jumping around. it is this part of the brain which is always under fear. It is this part of the brain which is always thinking anxious, always wanting to be away from the problem. While the blue part of the brain, what you see, is like an elephant. It can do amazing things, provided the red and the frog, the brain, is quiet. Now all of us have the capacity to think, to remember, to present, to do, but why can't we be successful? Because there is jumping of the frogs all over. The red brain is firing continuously, which is stopping the elephant to function. So my friends, you have to make this frog deaf. I will tell a small short story which you should remember for life. There were tiny little frogs who were trying to climb a pole. One of them, so there were some spectators and few of them had to actually climb the pole. Most of the spectators said, oh, this pole is very difficult. There is no way you guys can climb this. It is a stiff climb. You will fall. You will hurt yourself. It is not possible. However, these 4 or 5 frogs who tried to climb, most of them went up, fell down, went up, fell down, again climbed up, after a while gave up. But one tiny little frog kept on going and succeeded. To everybody's surprise, he succeeded, friends. Why was that? The frog was deaf. The frog did not hear all the negative things about